The Foster's Cup Grand Final sees North Melbourne shooting for their 4th night premiership, and to achieve it they must beat Essendon. The Bombers showed some of the best form of the competition in crushing last year's champions Melbourne, but coach Kevin Sheedy is acutely aware of how dangerous North can be.
Gee whiz, they run the ball well, their skills are terrific and they fight hard, so you know we're going to have to be right up to our best concentration.
North Melbourne's commitment and irrepressible endeavour were evident in their semi-final victory over Carlton. 2 points down at half-time, they stormed home to earn a place in tonight's final. The Bombers or the Roos? Who will it be? Yes, that question will be answered in some 2.5 hours' time. But good evening, everyone, and welcome to the 1990 Foster's Cup Grand Final. A tremendous atmosphere here tonight, and probably a crowd of around 40,000 to see Essendon do battle with North Melbourne. A history-making night too, because it is the first AFL premiership to be decided, and it could well be a big night for Essendon, because 93 years ago they won the first VFL premiership and are so shooting for quite a unique double. But they're up against some mighty opposition in the young North Melbourne side who've done so well so far. Let's have a look and see how both sides made it to the final. And first up, Essendon snuck in against the West Coast Eagles and again struggled against Fitzroy, you may remember, in extra time, but they were far more impressive, particularly in the second half against Melbourne. As far as North Melbourne are concerned, West Coast the unlucky side because they were the lowest loser and still again went down to North Melbourne by 2 points. But then North really did show what they were made of this year when they accounted for last year's grand finalist Geelong to the tune of 60 points and again were most impressive in defeating Carlton by 28 points. Financially, North would dearly love to win this because they've got $50,000 hanging on tonight's game and a total of $95,000 if they are successful. The loser takes home $22,000 added to their $45,000. As far as captains and coaches are concerned, well, there's been no change at Essendon whatsoever. Kevin Sheedy and Tim Watson are leading the way. North are still to decide, but Matthew Larkin was inspirational last week against Carlton. He again has been given the nod as captain, and Wayne Schimmelbusch enjoying a very good first season as coach. Time now to have a look at the teams, and to do that, we welcome Don Scott and Ian Robertson.
Thanks, Sandy. Don, you can't beat the atmosphere of a grand final.
No, it's terrific, Ian. It's a competition tonight between the smaller North Melbourne side and the very tall Essendon side.
Who do you go for the experienced? Anthony Danaher, for starters, got the experience over John Longmire.
Yes, well, that's an interesting forward line. The half back line for Essendon. O'Donnell, I don't know whether he'll be there, could be in the centre. Walsh, Grenvold, Carey been impressive, as has Buckley and McCarthy for North.
Yes, terrific younger players for North Melbourne. And here's another example, Schwass, Pickering and Stevens against, well, not so experienced the Essendon lineup, but terrific player Michael Long on the centre wing.
And the half-forward line, Werner, Kransberg, a real try there. Manning adds a bit of toughness. McDonald in and out last week, may start an interchange. McRae kicked goals. German's been a find.
And North Melbourne have got a couple of new players on their full-back line. I'm impressed with Angus and Brayshaw. Unfashionable but very effective.
Yeah, very good players. And the following line, Hepburn, I'm impressed with. He really did improve, as is Bryce, Larkin, Romero, Watson, Antrobus and Madden leading. And
I think Billy Duckworth is the key to this game. I think Sheedy will have him all fired up. Wouldn't be surprised if he starts.
And Bryce coming off. Allison did well. Steele coming into the side, and Arceri back from injury of 4.
All right, thank you, gentlemen. Well, also down on the boundary line tonight are Bernie Quinlan and Peter McKenna. Both teams are out on the ground. We'll take a break and be back with all the action shortly. A real finals atmosphere. North Melbourne have won the toss, kicking to the scoreboard end. Here's Peter Landy.
And good evening, everyone. Magnificent crowd, great match. First quarter. Getting up high for North and knocking it clear was Hepburn. The umpires found a free kick straight away. It's going North Melbourne's way, and it will be taken at the centre bounce.
Interesting, Duckworth's on the ground too, Pete.
One of the veterans in the Essendon side, Duckworth. Cracker. O'Donnell. Cracker again. North going to the main scoreboard end. He's gone for a short pass. The target was Pickering, but a great mark has been taken by Thompson. Thompson from the left half-back flank. Looking for Long. Antrobus. Left centre wing. Plenty of bomber support here tonight. He'll have to be quick. He is. Duckworth just up from the forward pocket. Now the umpire has found a free kick. And we go to Antrobus, it looks like.
And on the interchange bench for Essendon, Spawn, Considine, Burns and Philandia.
Kick down towards the 10-metre square, and a good strong mark for North Melbourne has been taken by Angus. And the North Melbourne defence could have their work cut out tonight if they're going to stand up with this very, very strong bomber attack. Getting the long boot away is Hepburn for North Melbourne, back up towards centre field. Here come North again. Here's Pickering.
Pickering, composed, left foot kick, wide, chipping in and reading it pretty well was Hamilton. Hand pass, puts his teammate under enormous pressure, O'Donnell. And Carey just pounces on the Essendon player and is rewarded with a free kick.
Interesting, Ian, a lot of these young North Melbourne players not phased early in this game.
Carey, short pass, little too high. At the back, Anthony Danaher, hand passes wide. There's an opportunity for Antrobus. A little slow earlier, a little slow again. Gets the hand pass away. Watson from a standing position. Antrobus under pressure, and it's thumped away by Schwass. Boundary throw in between wing and half forward, favouring North Melbourne.
He's got to learn to get his quick a little bit quicker, Tony Antrobus. Tony Antrobus. Werner was leading earlier, missed him, and he missed another player further down the ground on that occasion too.
Salmon up high, couldn't get an effective tap out, and plenty of North players scramble on top of the ball. Umpires tonight, Dennis Rich and Brian Sheehan. And the Essendon bench looks on interestedly. It's a ball up, left half forward flank for North Melbourne. North going to the main scoreboard end. Pickering does with the kick. Cracker didn't have the height there. German in front of his opponent. Watson strong in defence for Essendon. Almost got caught with the ball. Thompson won't. Thompson back up towards centre field. Smith got the punch away, but might have got into the back of his opponent, Duckworth, who will take the free kick from inside the centre square. Duckworth down towards half forward. That's a mark for mine to Madden. The umpire didn't think so. Oh, long! Still the umpire calls play on it. That's an advantage. I'll go he. Essendon with a chain of hand passes. Anderson. He should get a free kick for that too, I would think.
There's a poor handball there by Simon Madden in that exchange.
So Schwass to take the free for North. Essendon might have been just a tinge unlucky there. However, the umpires are closer than we are, Don, aren't they?
Interesting, Peter. Michael Long being picked up by a young fellow from North Melbourne, Anthony Stevens. It'll be a good battle there.
He did well last week, Stevens. Salmon has the height. Schwass, an underground hand pass. Plain brushes one tackle and did well. Short pass, that was barely the required distance, and the mark is taken by Kransberg. Short again into the pocket. Anderson on a lead and marks 35 metres out.
Well, it all came about because Matthew Larkin picking up Bradley Plain gave him too much latitude. Plain got involved in that initial passage of play, and good play here by Anderson running well down the ground.
How far did the kick go that Kransberg marked? I thought they had to go 15. Opportunity for Anderson. He's about 30 metres out. The angle proves a little difficult for Anderson, but the first score is on the board and it goes to Essendon. It's a behind. Kevin Sheedy looking pretty anxious. A kick in to the outer half-back flank area. Good punch away. Grenvold. Has he got the pace to get away from Stevens? No, he just gets his foot to the ball and it's effective. Duckworth marks. Plays on quickly. Kicks it in towards Antrobus. A little too high for that player. A swirling breeze effective here at VFL Park. The kick by Essendon up towards centre-half forward and a good mark. Taken in front for North Melbourne by Hepburn. Hepburn plays on quickly. Kicks it long. Out towards the wing, and Carey, what a great looking athlete he is. Carey plays on. Right foot kick towards centre-half forward. Big punch by Walsh. Chance for O'Donnell. Tackled by Ramiro. Izard gets the hand pass out. No one home for Essendon. Buckley. Izard striving hard. Now Longmire just gets his foot to the ball and kicks it wide into the forward pocket area. Anthony Danaher, pretty cool in a crisis. O'Donnell taps it to his own advantage, but Longmire keeps his feet. Izard back to O'Donnell. He's tackled. The quick kick wide towards the wing. Long is in front of Stevens and is rewarded with a free kick a little too high by the North Melbourne player.
Michael Long looking for Antrobus, who's been in everything so far, although as Don mentioned earlier, was a little slow to get rid of the ball. Well, the same thing happened here. Good tackle by Cracker. So 3 times he's been pinged. Michael Long, centering kick to Danaher, up towards half forward. That was Salmon, actually. North doing a lot of the attacking. This is McCarthy, 55 to 60 metres out. Couldn't score from there. Should be a mark. Been taken by Carey, who plays on. 15 metres out, hits the post. Now the umpire's brought it back.
He's got to play over his man on the mark. He took the mark and didn't go back over the man.
Could be a big worry for Kevin Walsh. He's very athletic and agile, this boy, isn't he, John?
And also McCarthy's the other problem on that half-forward line for Essendon.
That'll be a blessing in disguise, having hit the post. He can't do much worse than that. He should definitely get a score from there, being only about 25 metres out now. First goal of the match if he's accurate. Essendon already has one behind on the board. Carey. He's hooked it. So scores a level in the Foster's Cup. One behind. And he can't believe he missed that. So North supporters have to wait a little bit longer for their first goal. Anthony Danaher, probably one of the best kicks in the game. And look at that for distance. Danaher's kick. Anderson the flyer over the top. It's not going to be rewarded with the mark. It's going Essendon's way to Salmon. Onto Izard. Boot the ball quickly. Up in towards centre field again. This is Manning. Watson. Bombers moving it well. Taking it as Grenvold from Hamilton. Down towards full forward. And that should be a mark. And it could almost be 50 metres. No, Werner will not get that. He will get the mark.
Actually, that was great running then by Paul Hamilton. Hamilton in the back line, deep in the back line, running down the ground. Watson saw him. He stayed involved, and hence it's finished up with Werner.
Werner, the first goal of the match. Scores level, 1 point each in the Foster's Cup. 48 is Pickering, the umpire's referring to. That's a goal. First blood to the Bombers.
Bounce in the centre, favours Salmon because he had a run at it. Under pressure, McRae's bumped off it by Manning. Cracker gets the hand pass. Now Essendon just through numbers and persistence. Grenvold up towards full forward. And Essendon mark taken by Simon Madden, 40 metres from goal. And a similar position to the one from which Michael Werner kicked the goal just a few moments ago.
Interesting Angus there. Warwick Angus, the young centre half-back, or he played centre half-back last time, giving Madden too much latitude.
Madden's kick, a little bit of an up and under. It's there. It's another goal to Essendon. Simon Madden kicks his first. Essendon kicked their second. 2-1-13. Essendon, North Melbourne, one behind. That was kicked by Wayne Carey.
Well, I was very impressed with Angus when he played on Stephen Kernahan last time out at centre half-back. But a couple of times early in the game is only early, naturally, he's been giving too much latitude to Simon Madden. He's starting behind, and you can't afford to do that in a final, let alone any other game.
12.5 minutes left in the first quarter. Hepburn, thumps that one away beautifully for North. Opportunity for McCarthy if he can pick it up, which he can. From a standing start to centre half forward. Essendon's defence is standing firm. Thompson. Great to see him back in the Essendon side after missing a season through a knee injury. Anderson doing well on a wing. And again, doesn't he always? Kransberg down towards right half forward flank. It came off the knee of Angus that time. The desired result is what North Melbourne wants. Schwass at left centre wing. From the winner of the Morrish medal. 2-on-1 in favour of the Bombers. O'Donnell boot the ball pretty quickly. 2-on-1 now in favour of North, and Schwass, beautiful ball. He got around Antrobus. He could almost score up into the 10-metre square, but again North Melbourne's forwards caught out. This is Danaher taking a very safe mark, and he won't go long this time. He's found Watson. Won't lose him any votes. Short kick by the skipper. Izard from Antrobus. Not a good kick by the Bomber defender come Rover. And picked up for them by Kransberg. Izzard in a little bit of bother, but Essendon has the numbers. Anderson, and it will be a free kick, and it won't be the advantage rule, so the Bombers will go forward yet again through Alan Izzard at right centre wing.
Peter, I think we should mention that it's very strong wind blowing at Waverley, and it makes the conditions pretty tricky, so the players have to contend with some awkward conditions tonight.
Great night for football, though, just the same.
Perfect, yes. Let's hope the rain that was forecast doesn't arrive, or if it does, after the footy's finished, eh? Alan Izzard on centre wing for Essendon. Drop punt kick, not a bad looker. 40 metres up towards half forward, comes to the back. Anderson first to recover. Goes for goal. Greg Anderson. It's floating back. It's a magnificent goal to Anderson.
Great goal by Anderson, the Bombers third. Madden into the ruck against Hepburn. 3 goals the difference. Oh, good hip and shoulder put Ramiro down. No free kick logically for it. Fine tackle Madden. McRae can't get clear. 4 North Melbourne players around the ball. It's just about thrown at the Swat. High tackle. Could have almost been a free kick for a throw, but the umpire says no. Hepburn will take the free kick for North. That's a good kick too. North forward line pretty open. 2-on-2 battle down there. Cracker, just like his big brothers, shoots for goal, and he's put it through. North Melbourne's first. What a great snapshot. North Melbourne's first goal, 3-1 to 1-1.
He is very much like Phil, his older brother, when he gets the ball on the left foot. Watch this. I'm impressed with the way he really goes hard at the ball. He didn't go hard that time. He just used anticipation, but what a nice kick for goal. Essendon made have changed too. Plain going off, who I thought wasn't too bad, and Burns coming on the half-forward flank, being picked up by Larkin.
Perfect roving on the forward line by Andrew Cracker to kick North's first goal. Up over the top, Hepburn. Thompson is dispossessed. Antrobus is bumped by German, but rides it pretty well and gets his kick away. Tony Antrobus towards centre half forward. Good punch away by Kransberg, who was in an awkward position. Buckley can't get clear. Larkin just gets his hand to the ball, punches it wide, but Long with superior pace. Michael Long across his body. Oh, crunch there, not much talking. Kick off the ground. Was that Kransberg? Just missed and through from behind. Good thinking there by Kransberg, because to bend down and pick it up may have wasted just a few precious seconds. The kick in, and the mark has been taken by MacDonald. Donald MacDonald, one of the more experienced players in this North Melbourne lineup. The kick 50 metres plus towards the halfback. This time Essendon get clear again. Antrobus, who's been in the play, busy. Kick towards the front of the goals. Punch away, the North defence. Chance for Burns. Another goal to Essendon, this time by Burns.
So the goals shared, 4 different players kicking Essendon's goals. Great goal by Burns. 26 plays 7 now. Madden wins it out of the centre from Hepburn. McDonald tries to get around Long and succeeds. Izzard getting underneath the ball. Here's a chance for Walsh. Haven't seen much of him so far. Sockers it clear. Buckley might get there first for North Melbourne. He doesn't. Essendon defence working overtime. And the ball booted up for North Melbourne. That was by Stevens. Now here's a chance for Carey. He missed one before. McCarthy steadies. Lovely sidestep. Whistle has gone in the back. We heard the umpire say.
Well, luck's the fortune. On that occasion, McCarthy could have done just that bit too much.
Umpire Brian Sheehan has a smile on his face. I don't think the Essendon players do. McCarthy has the free. And it would be a badly needed goal for North. Essendon leading 4-2 to 1-1 at the moment. Distance shouldn't be a problem. He's 25 metres out. 1 goal. North Melbourne second. And so 4-2 to 2-1 in the grand final of the Foster's Cup.
Didn't look a good kick off the boot from McCarthy. The bent knee, but nonetheless it was very accurate. And here's the infringement. You can see there.
Not much doubt about it.
Before that, there it is, the dodge. He just may have hung on to it just a little bit longer, McCarthy. And North have made a change. Bryce coming on in replace of Hepburn, and Bryce straight into the ruck.
Yes, that'll be the problem area for North Melbourne, I would think, coming up against Madden and Salmon. They'll just have to be careful, giving both of them, Hepburn and Bryce, some rest. Andrew Cracker gets the ball out. Pickering Kick to the forward line. Goes through all players. Ezard back first and gets his foot to the ball and kicks the Bombers clear out towards the wing. Good play by Stevens, gives Pickering the chance. Short kick to Larkin is too high. At the back now, Ramiro. Play on, says the umpire. Ramiro's kick into the pocket is again a little too high. And Matthew Larkin can't get back quick enough. Out of bounds in that right forward pocket for North Melbourne. And there's Mark Hepburn taking a well-earned rest on the bench. 13 points in favour of the Bombers. 4-2 to 2-1. Bryce now doing the ruck work. Gets in front of Madden. Larkin against the boundary line. Left foot kick by Larkin to the front of the square. Longmire can't mark, but he goes after it again. Good play, John Longmire. His kick is badly astray, and it's out of bounds on the full. A free kick will be taken for Essendon in that back pocket by Antrobus.
Tony Antrobus, who's been in the thick of things so far. Well, Cracker was nearly outmarked by his taller teammate in Paul Bryce. He's kicked one goal, and it was a gem too, Andrew Cracker.
Can nearly kick this.
Cracker's never noted for long kicking, but I would say he's within kicking distance. About 45 out. Oh, that's pretty close. I think he has kicked it. 2 goals to Andrew Cracker, 4-2 to 3-1 in the Foster's Cup Grand Final. That could have almost been a push in the back against Andrew Manning. It's a real scramble there. Antrobus, Ramiro, and that certainly looked like one. O'Donnell's kick is high and wide. Not too handsome is the bounce. Now here's a chance for the player who just came on before for Essendon, and he kicked the goal. Burns, but the Bombers through Anderson breaking away. Brilliant stuff. Up towards full forward. Set that mark, free kick, whatever. So Paul Salmon has a chance to bring up his first goal for the Bombers tonight from a distance of round about 45 metres. Smith and Grenvold having a little tete-a-tete behind play.
Just testing each other's strength, Pete, I'd say. Gee, I'm impressed with Salmon so far this year. He's really going for it with determination.
I think I'd make a change. I think I'd change Brayshaw and Angus.
Salmon. Oh, he sliced that one. Like somebody's golf shots we know, and one behind. So a point to the Bombers, 27 points now to 19, 4-3 to 3-1. And that might come back again because the umpire hadn't finished waving the flags. So bad luck for North because Donald McDonald had already taken the mark. Let's see if he'll go for him again. He won't.
Brayshaw kick towards the member's side, and a good mark taken by Bryce using his body. Gets the hand pass back to McRae. McRae running nicely. Good long kick and a good mark. He made good ground there, John McCarthy, to take the mark on centre wing. He plays on quickly, kicks it towards centre half forward. No mark taken. Where are the small players? Essendon come clear with the ball. Antrobus. Short kick is clever. Anderson marks on the defensive side of centre wing. Runs onto that favourable left foot. Long kick in towards the centre. High flyer Madden. At the back now. Angus just gets his kick away. Towards centre half forward. Carey taps it back to Bryce, but he runs into all sorts of trouble. Stevens is there. His kick towards centre half forward and ducking back, taking a courageous mark. But the flight of the ball was Ezard, and he will repel that promising North Melbourne attack. The kick by Ezard. Back in towards the centre. Punch away by McDonald. Gathering the ball, Manning. Sweeping hand pass to Grenvold. Watson makes the play. On centre wing, Timmy Watson. Left foot kick into the pocket is a great kick. Thompson goes for goal. Left foot kick, bouncing. In the goal square. Oh, nearly the kick by Werner. And taking it through is Angus for a rush behind to Essendon.
Almost been a free kick, Don. What did you think?
Well, I don't suppose you can pay those when they deliberately run over the point post or the point post line.
So Donald McDonald not having much luck in trying to accept a pass out from full-back. The umpire brought the previous one back and he made a meal of that one. Well, that wasn't a great pass. Ball out of bounds, 35 metres from the scoring area. And about 5 minutes left in the opening quarter. Over the back by Madden. McDonald this time for North Melbourne. A push in the back as he kicked. Ball only travels about 20 metres as a result of it. Good tackle on McRae. Still got the hand pass out to Ramiro. Here comes North Melbourne through Pickering to half forward. A couple of North Melbourne players are there. The taller McCarthy instead of the smaller Cracker. Takes the mark. Essendon working well in defence. Well, that was a bad hand pass from Izzard. Gives Bryce the chance to shoot at goal. O'Donnell, last line of defence, has taken the mark. Goes to the outer side. The unmistakable countenance of Kevin Walsh. Salmon, who's been doing everything right so far. Didn't get a good bounce there. McCarthy slaps it out to Larkin. Larkin will look for the hand pass to McRae. Good tackle, Michael Long. Brilliant stuff from the Darwin boy. And the ball was over the boundary line. Magnificent tackle. I know you would have liked that, Don.
Yes, that's something he worked on. He's really impressive against Melbourne. Some of those runs that he did to bring players down.
9 points the difference. Just under 4 minutes left in the term. Bryce and Salmon. It's a real scramble out there. North Melbourne kick up towards the half forward, almost the forward pocket. It came from Bryce. The Bombers, though, doing it well to get it out up towards centre field. Chance for Stevens with Long again. Ball over the back for McDonald. Opportunity for the big Northerner to put them forward again. 2-on-1 in favour of Essendon. Opportunity for Longmire. A little bit slow to get rid of the ball. And a snap at goal from Romero is one behind. So the Bombers maintaining their advantage. 28 plays 20, 3-18 left in the quarter.
Very, very entertaining so far. 7 goals kicked in this first term. Anthony Danaher kicks at 50 metres plus. The big punch came from Walsh. Thompson over the top. Anderson giving Schwass plenty to think about. Back to Thompson. Thompson's kick with the right foot. And coming up from defence is German, and he takes a good chest mark.
German has replaced Larkin on that half-back flank. Larkin a little loose. German started on the half-forward flank. Now Larkin playing up there.
Ramiro to Buckley, and Buckley to Longmire. And John Longmire, with blood streaming from a cut above the left eye, takes a good mark. And there's plenty of determination in both sides. Michael Long's tackle, Gary O'Donnell, and this mark from John Longmire. 40 metres out, directly in front. Beautiful looking kick by John Longmire.
North Melbourne's 4th goal in the Foster's Cup. And so near quarter time, it's only 2 points the difference.
Well, we've got a game on our hands now. I thought Essendon might have just been starting to get away from North Melbourne, but that is a very timely mark under a lot of pressure. John Longmire, and a good kick for goal. A lot of pressure on these young North Melbourne forwards. They're handling themselves well.
Bryce and Salmon. Buckley. Cransberg. Opportunity for the Bombers again to go forward. That was through Andrew Manning. And towards half forward, the mark taken for the Bombers by Burns, who's already kicked a goal. It was his first kick in the match, actually, when he came on. Schwass only had his hands booted away there. Cracker runs into 2 Essendon players. Down goes Antrobus, but he's already had 10 possessions so far. Grenvold's kick up towards right half forward. Mark taken by Smith. McRae to centre wing. McCarthy, the 2 Maccas figuring. Hand pass to Buckley. Schwass, left half forward flank. Plenty of pace. Watson closing, out of bounds on the full. Just going a little bit too fast.
And Billy Duckworth's lack of pace starting to be shown up against John McCarthy. Now Duckworth started on the forward line. I think at this stage of his career, I think he's just 4 years a forward.
Anthony Danaher looks for Salmon. Punch away by Bryce is effective. It's out of bounds, just past the 50-metre line.
They're doing very, very well in the ruck, North Melbourne. Very well indeed.
You sound almost surprised, Don.
Well, these 2 guys are position players who turned ruckman last year, and they really didn't know the caper, but this year they've certainly picked it up.
Especially when they're a lot shorter than their Essendon opponents. Kick for North Melbourne by Crocker off the edge of the square. Izzard rushes through one behind to North Melbourne, which makes the difference now only 1 point, I think. Kevin Sheedy already down on the boundary line. 4-4 to 4-3, close to quarter time.
Anthony Danaher goes to the outer side, and Walsh diving, takes a good mark. Low to the ground, Kevin Walsh. Clear as a bell, the umpire's call. Cransburg, punched away by McDonald, gathered by McCarthy. McCarthy goes for goal with the right foot, and it's helped through.
Scores level, Ian.
By Anthony Danaher for a behind. And there it is, all tied up, 4-4 apiece, with under a minute left in this first quarter. And what a terrific game we've got on our hands here. Anthony Danaher again. Kick towards half-back, great mark by Salmon over the top of Bryce. He gets the hand pass off to Cransburg. Cransburg's short pass is too short, and the mark has been taken by Pickering. Pickering's kick into the centre is too high. Anderson, a big thump. But North Melbourne have the numbers at the fall of the ball. Schwass eludes the Watson tackle, but Watson may have the last laugh. No, McDonald just gets his left foot to the ball. North Melbourne are there, and the mark is taken by Buckley.
26 seconds to go. Can they score?
Buckley, 60 metres from goal, kicks it to within 15, and Anthony Danaher in front of the pack takes a safe chest mark in the last line of defence. Spots a player. Further afield, it's Duckworth, and maybe Essendon will go in at quarter time with at least the scores level. Duckworth plays on and kicks it wide towards half-back. Salmon is there on his own. There's the siren, and at quarter time scores a level in the Foster's Cup final. Essendon and North Melbourne 4-4, 28 apiece.
It's all tied away here at quarter time. Essendon and North Melbourne, 4 goals, 4 apiece. And of course the winner tonight walking away with the total prize pool of $95,000. And Foster's also have made a great prize available for the best player of the series.
The Foster's Cup Player of the Series will win a return trip to Fiji flying Qantas with 7 nights accommodation at the magnificent Sheraton Fiji Resort. Travel arrangements courtesy of Elders IXL Travel.
Great prize by Foster's. Don't forget tomorrow morning too, Sports World 9 through 12. And the 2 opposing coaches at tonight's game, Sheedy and Schimmer, will be on that program. We'll also be previewing Jeff Hitman's Harding's upcoming fight, and plenty of racing from right around the country, including the Alistair Clark Stakes. And tomorrow, some network stations will be seeing all the action in the finals of the Kmart Australian Basketball Classic. So top sporting action coming your way on 7, down to the boundary line with Peter McKenna.
Thanks, Sandy. Well, Wayne Schimmer was ripped into the Rovers. He said, who's playing on Antrobus? He's had 12 possessions. He said, man up, get in first for the ball and put the pressure on, and for goodness sake, chase.
Yes, and Essendon believe they're kicking with a 3-goal win advantage this quarter, and get it out of the middle, 1 handball and long to the full forward position.
Thanks, Bernie. 28 points apiece. Here's the bounce to start the second quarter going. It's not a good one. Bottled up, still in the middle.
Andrew Manning now in the centre on Liam Pickering. Thompson was in there for a little while, and Pickering did well that first quarter for North, as did Thompson for Essendon.
So the bounce again. Madden stands his ground. Watson got boot to it, didn't take it very far. Grenvold pushes even deeper, down into the forward line. Grenvold looking for Watson going past. Inside 50, but on the left foot. Tim Watson shot in towards goal, looks pretty good. Eventually taken over the line for a throw. Very, very close. But great pressure on that North defence, and Peter German there just getting boot to ball. Touched as it went over the line. So the Bombers have the opportunity. Salmon leaning and pushing, trying to get an advantage. Can't do so. Thompson claim. Salmon tries to soccer off the ground. Mine, says the umpire, as Dean McRae picks himself up. He was doing the bulk of the heavy work, trying to get through, but was unable to.
Umpire Brian Sheehan. Good bounce. Oh, Salmon. Was that a free kick? Burns! Left foot shot, hits the post. Well, Don,
They're very technical, those, because, well, Salmon went in there prop, and I think it was Angus coming over the back, jumped out early, so it was kind of 6 of one and half dozen of another.
Fair enough. Brayshaw kicks the ball in to centre half back. Hepburn in front. Pickering at the back. Gathers. Just gets his kick away before the Thompson tackle arrives, and Stevens takes the mark, defensive side of centre. Kicks the ball up towards the centre half forward position. Carey taken away by Buckley's teammate, and Buckley goes after it again, just about to grab it as Kevin Walsh kicks it off the ground, close to the line, and he allows it just to roll over in front of himself and Matthew Larkin. He'll have a boundary throw in. The
he
play
doesn't look
about
good, Walsh. might have injured his ankle.
Very gingerly getting back into position. Madden down to Watson. O'Donnell, hand pass over the top. Anderson takes it out of bounds and will have a throw in.
If these North Melbourne players are prepared to do what they're doing just in that incident, and that is to run up to the man who's got the ball, the Essendon guy, and put him under real pressure, they'll stay in this game.
Madden and Hepburn.
That's good by Hepburn then, because Madden, a very experienced player.
Hepburn bringing North Melbourne down towards their half-forward line. Walsh in the thick of things again. No mark taken. Longmire taken out of it. The opportunity for Carey. Only 18 years old. He shoots in towards goal. And
I think Walsh will have to come off, Sandy. He just could not run at that on that occasion, and he is actually going off too.
So the Bombers forced into an early move in the second quarter as Danaher prepares to bring the ball back into play.
Anthony Danaher, a wobbly kick to centre-half back, and a good mark taken by Watson, and he's away. Great play by Timmy Watson, running a citizen. Terrific mark taken by Smith.
That was a great mark because Considine just came on. Had he have missed it, would have swooped on it.
Smith kicks North Melbourne back into their attacking half. Mark to North Melbourne. McCarthy. There's a loose player at half forward. Larkin. He didn't quite spot him. McCarthy goes to the front of the goals. North Melbourne mark to Longmire.
I thought he was out of position then. Longmire is 10 yards to the outer side of Anthony Danaher, but at the last moment chipped in front of Danaher, and a good mark.
Essendon's defence too, Don, with Walsh coming off. Just a little short on. Longmire's kick, drop punt kick, he hooks it badly, and it's out of bounds on the full. With Kevin Walsh off the ground, Don, it's going to cause them a few problems, do you think, for a minute before they settle down?
Well, it is, until Considine has gone to centre-half back, and he's picking up Carey.
Hamilton brings it back into play. Now a chance for Considine. Goes long and low up towards centre wing. Over the head of Adrian Burns, who goaled in the first quarter, and seeing it over the line is Warwick Angus. So a throw in on the outer side. A real grand final atmosphere here. And a crowd of around 40,000, maybe even a few more. Salmon, Angus. Schwass over the top towards McRae. Thompson there to apply the pressure. Now a chance for North. This is Romero. O'Donnell wearing the number jumper vacated by Gary Folds as Anderson long and low with the left foot down towards the forward line once again. The bounce not good for Werner. Antrobus tucked on the boundary line. Nowhere to go. So another throw in. We saw Kevin Walsh go down into the rooms. Bernie, what's his problem?
Yes, Andy, Kevin Walsh is looking very sore. He strained his right hamstring and has been taken up to the rooms for treatment.
Boundary throw in about 40 metres around from the Essendon goal. Salmon doing the ruck work and does it pretty well. Grenvold can't gather. McRae brilliantly tackled. No, not quite by Burns. And McRae shrugs it to get his right foot to the ball out towards halfback. And Simon Madden, what a great mark by the veteran. He plays on quickly, kicks it to centre half forward. No mark taken. Pickering's at the back. He's tackled by Manning. The ball's free. Angus tackled brilliantly by Philandia. Philandia gets his right foot to the ball. There's a free kick further downfield.
It's going back to Philandia. Philandia's just come on replacing Mark Thompson. I wonder if Mark Thompson is injured because he's too good a player to be sitting on the bench.
Yes. So the kick comes back to Philandia, who is between centre and centre half forward. He kicks it towards full forward. No mark. Salmon into an open goal. Magnificent smother by German. Brayshaw to Larkin, and North Melbourne are out of trouble to that fantastic smother by Peter German. The ball at it's half back. Andrew Cracker, Buckley swooping on at German. Hand pass to Larkin is a little too far for that player, but he's able to compose himself and get the hand pass back to German, and German kicks it towards the centre wing half forward area, and the mark taken by Stevens.
Anthony Stevens kicking in towards centre half forward. No mark attempted by McCarthy. Wanted to thump it down, pushed out in front of O'Donnell. Can't do anything with it, but under pressure, so tries to soccer off the ground. Still going was Hepburn. He did well then, the big fella. McCarthy looking for somewhere to go. McRae running through half forward, does it well. Goes with the left foot, putting it out in front of Longmire. With him is Danaher. Longmire cannot pick it up. It goes over the line in front of the small scoreboard. And Gary O'Donnell receiving a little bit of attention and encouragement. Considine couldn't take it. Manning, a short kick. Trying to force his way through Romero. There's an opportunity for the Roos as the kick by Pickering is good.
Well, the goal goes against Pickering's name, but what a slick hand pass coming from Romero. The bounce, Andrew Cracker can't break clear. Pickering leaves it for Schwass. Crude tackle by Antrobus on Schwass. And Wayne Schwass, shake of the head. I'm back in business. Oh, that went across the jaw by the look of it. Schwass's kick to full forward. Centre half forward, more likely. Mark taken by Longmire.
Those kicks are hard to stop, especially when you're a back man, your forward's in front, and they're put right in front of the forward to take that chest mark. And there's a fight down the other end of the ground. Werner.
Kick by Longmire into the goal square. Essendon defence under pressure. Hamilton, Considine and Duckworth. Umpire will come in and bounce.
There's Werner and Brayshaw down the other end of the ground.
Boys will be boys. The play only a matter of 10 metres out from the North Melbourne goal.
Oh, that was shepherding on that occasion by Considine. It was well picked up by the umpire. Well picked up by the umpire.
So the free kick goes to Carey. Distance no problem, but we'll have a look at this angle. And it's very, very tight because the wind is blowing out from the goals, out towards the centre of the ground. So this kick is difficult. He goes back, play on. The kick is effective, mark taken by Larkin.
I don't know if that is an advantage to the side. I think I would have had a go from where Carey was lining up from.
Here's Larkin, testing kick for Matthew Larkin. The high drop punt kick will land in the square. No mark taken. Big punch by Considine. Andrew Cracker leads Hamilton. Gets the hand pass away. McCarthy, hand pass again. Duckworth runs onto it and does pretty well, Billy. And Billy Duckworth clears for Essendon. A long kick towards centre wing, marked to Peter German.
Yes, only as far as centre wing. German starting to come into the game a little more in the second quarter. So to Larkin, and this is Schwass. Right in the middle of the ground. Wants to get round long. Eventually does with a push. Then goes towards half forward, looking for Carey. Ball fisted away by Considine. Carey another chance, trying to get it out to Andrew Cracker. Salmon is there, too slow, caught by Buckley. Still gets it away, a high left foot kick by Duckworth going back towards the middle, and Watson stands his ground.
Good mark by Tim Watson.
Quickly onto the left foot, he's got Antrobus loose on the wing. Away goes Tony Antrobus. Two bounces, he may get claimed again. Manning gives him support. Long is further down, but close to the boundary line. Keeps it in, back to Manning. Running out of room, but shrugs one tackle. Then goes for the centering kick, down towards the half-forward line, but a solid mark taken by Smith.
That's what pressure's all about. Although those tackles weren't laid, you keep doing that type of thing. It gives the opponents second doubts. They don't know what to do and how to get rid of the ball.
Smith to McDonald. Towards Hepburn. On centre wing. Lopes up towards half forward. Kicks to the 50-metre line. Salmon stands his ground. No one at the back. Longmire having to apply the tackle, and Considine with a clearing kick back towards centre wing.
Considine kicks it out towards half back. Hepburn tried to get it towards German, but he does well, the big fellow. Goes after it and gets it. Larkin, hand pass. Schwass with pace, breaks away. Kicks it inside 50 metres. Longmire can't mark. Punched away by Anthony Danaher. And he backs up, just gets his foot to the ball. Ineffective. Romero shrugs the tackle back to Longmire. Longmire across his body to the front of the square. No mark taken. The ball at the back. And it goes out of bounds in the left forward pocket.
Matthew Larkin hurt himself, but he's up.
Gee, I'm impressed with North Melbourne, especially on their forward line, and in fact all over the ground, the way they pressured the Essendon opponents.
They lead by 6 points. Crocker. Chasing was O'Donnell. And infringing.
Well done by Crocker. He put himself over the ball and he was thrown off.
So Darren Crocker, a chance to kick his first after this incident, Don. From just inside 50. And as Ian Robertson said, that wind down there making things pretty difficult.
It's amazing, Sandy, when you try to get that extra distance, how you do kick inaccurately. That time Darren Crocker looking for just a little bit extra and hooked the kick badly.
Antrobus going to the outer side again. Salmon tried to palm it down. Philandia ducks his head and gets ridden into the ground by Matthew Larkin as Watson plays on to Long. Danger here for the Roos. Long on to Cransberg, but he loses it.
Fantastic by Stevens.
Pickering gets it across to McRae. They are playing desperate football at the moment. He's lost it. And play on is the call as Anderson lifts his legs and lopes away with a left foot kick up towards full forward. Who is waiting at the back? A chance for Grenbold. It sits and he runs into the open goal.
Scores level, 5-5 apiece as the central umpire had a little chat with Tony Antrobus there, waiting to bounce the ball. Essendon will go into attack once again. Stevens, Long, sneaky little hand pass to Watson. Watson's left foot kick. Madden can't mark. Burns, German under pressure. Umpire picks a free kick out of it. Perhaps a tackle a little high there. Dean McRae will take it for North Melbourne. McRae's kick out towards Pickering. Anderson puts himself in front and does pretty well. Greg Anderson gets the hand pass away to Manning. Manning, a sweeping hand pass. Duckworth, left foot kick by Duckworth. Philandia pulled off it by McRae. And he looked hurt, but he's up pretty quickly. Well, blood streaming from his nose. Philandia, a testing kick. 40 metres out. Beautiful long kick. It's a goal.
Well, what a kick from the little fellow. There is nothing better. 41 playing 35. There's nothing better. There's just nothing better than a torpedo when you get onto one. You just can't express the feeling. There's not much effort required. Have a look at that. Oh, a magnificent kick.
So goal for goal in the Foster's Cup final. The Bombers lead by 6 points. Will North have the reply? Steele has just come onto the ground, got a touch, but that was all. Pickering couldn't go through. Antrobus. The tackling has been a feature of this game.
I wonder if the umpire said to Tony Antrobus, you're really going to have to earn every free kick you get now. He looked as though he could have got a couple there, didn't he?
Spawn coming on for Essendon and Burns going off.
So a bounce, still virtually in the middle. Salmon got the right hand to it. Larkin could be first to it. Pushed back by Crocker. Long spoons forward to O'Donnell. And he comes wider to Hamilton. Up towards centre wing. Watson and German. Two great players. Two ball players. McDonald gets the hand pass away. Stevens. It's like the teen machine. North Melbourne at the moment. Hamilton at half-back. Going wide for Anderson. Danaher can help him if he needs it.
Oh, tackle.
Flame. Play on. Anderson got the second hand pass away effectively. An attempted trip on Arceri unsuccessful, and little Arceri beats them. Towards full forward. No mark taken. The quick kick looks to be from Longmire, and again it is wide.
Paul Hamilton just holding his ribs as he gets up.
Short kick has been marked by Duckworth. Duckworth between the back pocket and half back, and he doesn't really know what to do with it. Now he goes in short. Considine plays on quickly. Nice looking kick by Considine. He's a right footer, and that was a beautiful pinpointed left foot pass Antrobus again. Watson backs himself. Now he's forced to kick. Towards half forward. Big punch by Angus. Long, picked up by Pickering. Out wide to Steele, who's only just come on the ground. Steele runs up towards half forward. Long kick by that player towards full forward. Will it break down? Chance for Longmire. Again out of bounds on the full. And the frustrated North Melbourne fans.
He had plenty of time that time to kick the ball, but he just didn't realise the situation that he's in. Maybe it's a pressure of the game. That's the 4th time he's kicked the ball over the boundary line on the full.
Well, grand finals are grand finals, and North Melbourne have got quite a few younger players in their team. Tony Danaher now. Long kick towards half-back. Considine nearly takes the mark. Antrobus just gets his right foot to the ball. Grenvold, sweeping hand pass Considine, back to Antrobus. Antrobus's little chip is okay. Plain. Now Essendon have the numbers at half forward, but Plain goes in short. It's effective. Madden takes the mark. Gives the hand pass back to Plain. Plain spins out of trouble. Good play. Hand pass goes back to Long. Long spots a player out wide at half forward. It's Grenvold. He lets it go for Spawn. Spawn goes back to Plain, and he's had 3 possessions in 30 seconds. And Plain kicks a goal.
So 2 goals the margin now, favouring the Bombers. 4.5 minutes remaining in this second quarter. Cransberg taps it wide. Anderson looking to go further. Bryce, a wide kick out towards centre wing. Hamilton over the top, an effective spoil. North have the numbers. McRae, however, under pressure. Claims Anderson with a good tackle. Stevens couldn't do anything, and Grenvold too, finding it tough. Anderson eventually gets a quick kick in towards half forward. Watson backing back, but a good mark taken by Liam Pickering.
Watson didn't like that mark. No player likes being marked over like that. You can see Watson
Pickering
frustrated.
Into the centre. Considine from the side. Antrobus through. Almost ran into his own player. And the ball up to take place.
Actually, he was busy there, Tony Antrobus, because North looked as though they may have got that ball away, but his persistence was terrific.
The Bomber bench, they lead by 2 goals. Salmon with a right fist. Watson, short kick Plain. Long loose, may leave it for Spawn. He does. From the 50-metre line, loses it again. Angus, Schwass, quickly got boot to ball. Grenvold, they're threatening on that forward line. Plain lost sight of it for a moment. German has it tapped down, and he clears wide, back towards the centre, and a good mark taken by McCarthy. Plays on quickly to Bryce.
Gets the hand pass away to Bryce. Bryce goes back to Stevens. Stevens to centre half forward. No mark taken. Essendon come away pretty cleanly. Izard's kick a little too high. At the back, German. Hand passes. Brayshaw. Now McRae. McRae, a long kick towards half forward, up towards the 50-metre line. And what a good mark taken by Paul Hamilton. He hand passes quickly to Izard. Izard goes wide. A player on his own out there is Philandia. Now Essendon should be able to mount something. The hand pass over the top to Anderson. He gets onto that favourable left foot. Anderson, a long kick towards centre half forward. Marking contest. North Melbourne defence. Punch it clear. Steele gets the hand pass back to McRae. McRae sweeping hand pass. Siri, defensive side of centre wing on that outer side. The kick goes up towards half forward. A good punch away by the Essendon defence. Watson's there. He's on his own. He's got 15 metres. Hand pass. Puts Philandia under enormous pressure. Pickering gathers well. Kicks it back towards Bryce. Bryce goes over the top. Opportunity for Schwass. Back to Carey. Carey's little left foot chip. A little too high for Longmire. Punch away by Anthony Danaher. Steele. Look at that crunch. Bang goes Considine. Anthony Danaher. Essendon get clear through Salmon and Antrobus.
And he in turn gets it on to Anderson. Essendon dangerous again, down towards the half-forward line, and Werner marks.
It's a great spectacle, this game. The way the ball's going up and down the ground with such speed.
Michael Werner, 1 goal.
Philandia coming off, Sandy, as... No, it's Long going off. Thompson coming back on.
Back with Werner, looking for his second. From the 50-metre line. Drop punt looks very good.
Bounce back in the centre, favours Salmon. Gets it down towards Grenvold, but picked up by Spawn. Spawn's kick from a standing start. Kransberg tries to smother, goes after it, does pretty well for a big fellow. Back onto the left foot and gets his kick away towards centre-half forward. No mark taken by Madden. Gathered by Watson. Hand pass goes further to Antrobus, but look at that bounce. Unfavourable. Antrobus backs himself again. Great tackle by Stevens. Allows the ball to be collected by Smith. And Smith clears for North Melbourne up towards centre wing. Grenvold beautifully bumped off by Smith. Allows Larkin to gather. Matthew Larkin running up towards half forward. Kicks it up towards centre half forward. Over the top. No mark taken by Anthony Danaher. Gathered well by Duckworth. And Duckworth clears, but the kick is ineffective. It goes to centre half back. No mark taken there by Crocker or Hamilton. Hamilton leaves it for Anderson. Sweeping handbars. Back to Izzard. Over the top, the Bombers out of trouble. Thompson to Hamilton.
Hamilton can have a bounce on the outer side. In fact, he'll have a couple. Time running out for North. They'd love another goal before half-time. Kransberg gets the hand pass out. Philandia is away, but it's half-time in the 1990 Foster's Cup final, and at half-time, Essendon 8-5, 53, lead North Melbourne 5-5, 35. North adding just 1 goal, 1 in that quarter, and Essendon kicking 4 goals, 1. Is one of the recruits for Essendon in Peter Kransberg, and interestingly enough, Kransberg's father has come over from Perth for this game. Nothing unusual in that, but he found out his son was in the team on Thursday night, hopped on his motorbike and has driven his motorbike from Perth to arrive here this afternoon. He'll watch the game and then no doubt turn around to get back on his bike and be at work on Monday morning.
Well, he must have a very big petrol tank on that motorbike, Sandy.
So half-time, and just repeating the scores. Essendon 8-5, 53. North Melbourne 5-5, 35. Let's go down to the North Rooms, and here's Peter McKenna. Pete.
Well, Sandy, it's reasonably quiet down here, but I noticed Wayne Schimmelbusch was going to all these young players and trying to encourage them. Also good to see a senior player in Peter German really going he's probably the most experienced player in the team, getting in amongst the young guys and geeing them up, telling them it's a grand final, another half of football to go. They're very, very concerned down here with the way Essendon are getting the ball out of defence far too easily, and you saw that in that last quarter then, how they were taking it down the ground and not under a lot of pressure. Two and three North players flying for the ball, not enough little blokes at the fall of the ball, and they must capitalise a little bit better up forward.
Right, thank you, Pete, for that report from down in the North Rooms. We'll take a break, but coming up shortly, Scott Palmer has all the latest football news and gossip.
Hi, I'm Matty Larkin. Look out for North this year on 7 Sport.
The Sunday Sun will be out first thing tomorrow morning, so you'll be able to catch up with all the major sport right around Australia and, of course, internationally. The sporting editor of the Sunday Sun is also the football scoops king in Scotty Palmer. Of course, Scott, today we had a number of practice matches going on right around the country, but I would imagine St Kilda would be celebrating with Tony Lockett and Jimmy Cracker.
In premiership style today, Sandy, because Lockett got 7 goals in just 2 quarters and Jimmy Cracker kicked 4 goals right to his chest. And it was a beautiful thing. The Moorabbin stand stood as one and applauded them off the ground today. And of course, they won by 38 points. Warwick Kappa at the other end kicked 4 goals.
And the Cats back in a winning frame of mind.
82 points they beat the Lions by, and Trevor Poole, the ex-Richmond player, kicked 3 goals on a wing for them.
Footscray, too good for the Swans?
Yes, they by 3 points. And a kid called Leon Cameron, just 17, rose for some terrific marks today. And of course, Shane Fell kicked 6 for the Swans. He will open up at full forward in the opening game.
Now, Scotty, Hawthorn have had their problems. What happened today? Did they record a victory?
No, their 4th loss in a row, 66 points. They went down to the West Coast Eagles over there in Perth, and they must be sort of shuddering at the moment out there at Glenferrie Oval.
And any news on your sponsorship as far as Essendon is concerned, just looking at you?
Well, they've asked me to model this, the VFL. It's the only one that could fit me, but I've decided to wear it tonight.
Scotty, Dr. Edelston made a name for himself in many ways in the world of football.
He sure did.
Has he left the world of football?
He could be hitching up with another club. We've got an exclusive story in the Sunday Sun tomorrow, Sandy. He's looking at perhaps becoming a backer of the Carlton Football Club. And remember back a few years ago, he sponsored those
Bluebirds.
shapely bluebirds?
Yes, I do remember that. Let's close with a Hawthorn undercover agent.
Yes, they've got an undercover full forward by the name of James Bond.
You're joking.
They call him Goldfinger out there, and he comes from Beaufort with love.
And I guess his number's going to be 007.
Of course. What else, Sandy?
Scotty, keep punching.
See you, mate.
Scott Palmer of the Sunday Sun out tomorrow. Well, I'd imagine the Essendon rooms would be a little happier than North, as we saw a few moments ago. Down there is Bernie Quinlan. Bernie?
Yeah, Sandy, they're pretty satisfied down here in the Essendon rooms. All the players were sitting around and Kevin Sheedy was just talking to them very quietly. He's very happy with the work the backline have played. They've played a big part in getting the ball out and running it into the forward line. All he said is work hard and it will continue in the second half. It will all happen if they keep that pressure at the pack, keep at the fall of the ball and their little men and the numbers at the ball, and they will win the game.
Thank you, Bernie. The third quarter gets underway shortly. We'll be back soon with all that action.
And welcome back to VFL Park. Essendon coming back onto the ground. North Melbourne is already there as we check the stats to half-time. And the kicks in favour of Essendon by a margin of 6. The handballs by a margin of 10 to Essendon, so 16 extra possessions. Not too much in the marks. The free kicks 15 to 10, fair margin there. The tackles 16 to 20. And the hit-outs 18 to 6, so a big margin there in favour of Essendon. Now, the individual player statistics so far, and a player, Ian, that had I thought an exceptional second quarter, Tim Watson.
Yes, his statistics show that, Pete, that he's had 10 possessions of his 15 in that second term, and he certainly was a driving force for the Bombers.
Wayne Schwass.
Yes, well, he's playing on the wing, and his opposite number, Anderson's also doing well, but Schwass is a very noticeable, stylish player. 8 and 3 in the first half.
What a
next
great
up,
goer.
Tony Antrobus.
He's a great goer, Tony Antrobus. You noted, Peter, that he'd been caught a few times, but he's always in at the bottom of the pack, working hard and persisting.
John Longmire for North Melbourne.
Yeah, started to come in the game as we see the statistical wise in the second quarter. Got it in front of Danaher, but it is a great battle down there.
Greg Anderson.
Greg Anderson always seems to get his kick. Everybody knows he kicks with the left foot. He's not too good on the right side, but the 9 kicks have been good ones.
And finally for North Melbourne, John McCarthy.
Yes, a quiet second quarter, John. You don't need the stats to tell you that.
Umpire Brian Sheehan to bounce the ball to start proceedings in the third quarter. Essendon leading by 18 points in the grand final of the Foster's Cup. Salmon out of the centre for Essendon, and the Bombers have been doing well in the ruck. Booted further forward for North Melbourne by Longmire, fumbled by Hamilton, and that will probably see a ball up. No, it won't. Duckworth, bustling Billy. That's not a bad sort of a kick. From where he was, Steele made a valiant attempt to mark. He came onto the ground in the second quarter, and the umpire has decided it will be a bounce just off the edge of the centre square.
Now, McDonald is playing. Donald McDonald playing at the centre-half forward position, and Longmire at centre-half back for North Melbourne.
Madden again down to Philandia. Watson out to Antrobus. And we've seen his stats. Steele looks for a hand pass. There was no one there, so has to kick the ball. Not a good kick either. It goes out towards the wing position. Kransberg should get there first. Beaten for it by McCarthy. Opportunity for Stevens to pick the ball up. He's just about caught. Throw, holding the ball, whatever.
Great play by Kransberg.
On the mark! Kransberg's free kick between wing and left half forward flank. Should land at round about the 50-metre line. 2 up for North Melbourne. Angus comes out for the ball. Short kick. Anderson, midfield. Anderson goes long, straight down the centre. Madden in front. Now there's a free kick.
Oh, he's played the advantage.
The advantage is there. All clear. It's a goal.
Michael Werner, the goal kicker on that occasion.
His third. And that's just what North Melbourne did not want, Ian.
No, that's right. 9-5, 59. Peter playing 5-5. 35 North Melbourne. We see here Madden flying for the ball there. The free kick, he was just nudged out. Advantage played. Not a good kick, but effective one nonetheless. Michael Werner, full forward for Essendon.
Percentage football. He hasn't had many touches, but he's kicked 3. Bounce back in the centre. Salmon gets the tap out again. Favours Grenvold. He runs with the ball. Kicks it up towards full forward. And Essendon have all the answers. Simon Madden takes the mark about 35 metres out.
It's not good, Ian, when things like that happen. The way Grenvold came out of the centre then, it wasn't a good kick off the boot, but it found Madden, and that's why I say it's not a good thing. North Melbourne really have their backs up against the wall now.
Yes, we know how important it is to get the ball away from that centre. Madden shooting from 35 metres. A chip, drop punt is effective. Another Essendon goal.
5 goals the difference now. 2 in this quarter to Essendon, 1 to Werner, 1 to Madden. And in the Foster's Cup, Wayne Schimmelbusch looking a little bit worried now.
Well, that shot then by Simon Madden could be likened to a 9-9 chip shot to the green. He wasn't that far out, but he did it nicely, didn't he?
Yes, I suppose you've really got to give credit to the experience of Simon Madden. Didn't try to do too much with it, just get it over the line. Essendon lead by 5 goals. They've kicked 6-0 since halfway through the second term. Duckworth comes clear with the ball, kicks it wide. Grenvold, who looks a little slow, but he always seems to get his foot to the ball. Plain backs himself and shrugs the German tackle. Has he run too far? Well, it didn't look too bad to me.
Oh, well.
I'd like to have another look at that, but Brian Sheehan has given the free kick to Peter German.
Gee, he backs himself in, Bradley Plain. He's got a lot of confidence, hasn't he?
Certainly does, and German will clear for North.
German from the right half-back flank. Land the ball round about centre wing position. No mark paid. Duckworth is on the bottom of the pack. McRae farms out the hand pass to McCarthy. In turn to Larkin, almost caught by Watson, who had a gem of a second quarter. Carey, almost. Danaher, Considine, went through a brick wall. Stevens, Ramiro runs into one. Izzard onto Salmon. Will he give it back to Alan Izzard? Yes, he will. Izzard, a little chip pass. Will be Duckworth on his own. Right on the boundary line on centre wing. Draws a man, Thompson, who went off the ground, perhaps surprisingly, because he started very well. Madden could have interfered, but the mark has been taken by Werner, who's kicked 1 goal in this term for a total of 3.
He made one fatal mistake there, I thought, turning his back
exactly
on the play.
Right.
Too far out,
exactly
wasn't he,
right.
Don?
He was very lackadaisical in the way that he went then, turning his back on play. Young fellow shouldn't do that.
A bit of a dish up with Brayshaw in the second quarter. The play was at the other end of the ground. No love lost between that pair. Michael Werner will kick from right on 50 for goal number 4. And another one here would almost make it safe for Essendon, even at this early stage. That's a pretty good sort of a kick, and touched or clear, I would imagine. So 1 behind to the Bombers. Kevin Sheedy would be pretty happy so far. 66-35. 31 points the difference in favour of the Bombers. North Melbourne not doing it well at the moment. This is Angus from the left half-back flank. A long kick up towards half-forward.
Over the top of all players, O'Donnell read it pretty well. Gary O'Donnell gets the hand pass away to Anderson. Anderson, short pass is great. Thompson plays on quickly. Bomber Thompson goes for goal. Off the side of his boot. Werner punched away there by Brayshaw. Werner can't keep it in, so we'll have a boundary throw in about 35 metres around from the Essendon goal. And the Bombers leading by 31 points. Looks like Glenn James up there in the crowd having a bit of a look. Simon Madden gets the tap out. Plain tries to get it to Kransberg. Effective. Kransberg round onto the left foot. Goes for goal across his body. What a brilliant kick by Kransberg.
Kransberg's first goal and the 3rd by Essendon this quarter. So North Melbourne has the job ahead of it. Salmon thumps it some 30 metres downfield. Back it comes to Stevens. Runs into Hamilton. But Watson playing brilliantly at the moment for Essendon, and certainly leading by example.
Very technical, very technical.
Shepherding.
Ramiro going off, Andrew Cracker coming back on. Ramiro looks as if he's done his ankle.
Smith with the free kick.
Siri, I should say.
Siri going off, I think it might have been Don. This is Considine at half-back for Essendon. Didn't really gain much by that. They retained possession through Greg Anderson, who usually kicks the ball well. Longmire up over the top. Plain. He got pinged for running too far. He can't this time because he's well tackled by German. Allison almost throws it out. This is Stevens. 2 Essendon players up and 1 down. O'Donnell, Watson, Hamilton at left centre wing. Gets around Pickering. Longmire in front. No mark paid. He comes out with the ball. awkward looking sort of a kick up towards the left half-back flank. This is McCarthy. Centering kick from him, knocked to the ground by Considine. Cracker almost ridden into the ground, did affect a hand pass. And Pickering's kick is short, down towards full forward. Ramiro takes the hand pass from Carey, shoots at goal. North needs one here, and he's got it too.
Well, it's a good build-up there by North Melbourne. I like the way the Cracker went in after the ball. As you see, 11-6-72. 6-5-41, a badly needed goal, as we said on a couple of occasions for North Melbourne. But Cracker really did put his body over the ball. Well attacked here by Carey, quickly out to Ramiro. And that's training book stuff. Very well done, North Melbourne. And for Landia, I think it was going off for Essendon.
Well, to say that was badly needed would have been the understatement of the evening. North certainly needed to kick the next goal. They still trail by 31 points. Salmon doing well in those centre ruck contests. He's beaten this time by Hepburn. McCarthy looks as though he may be on the ball. The hand pass was intercepted by Grenvold. Hepburn still in there. Larkin. McDonald striving. Watson busy. Hand passes wide to the advantage of Anderson. Gives that player a few metres. Great smother by Andrew Cracker. Don.
Terrific stuff.
Peter McKenna on the boundary line has a report on Mark Arceri.
Yes, Robbo. Mark Arceri's damaged his lower back, went straight up the race for treatment.
Salmon gets the punch at the back. Duckworth, the big fellow Salmon. Watson, dispossessed by Stevens. Schwass, left foot kick towards full forward by Schwass. Anthony Danaher does well to outposition Carey and hold the ball under his body. And it's all clear, according to the umpire. Sometimes the umpires are prepared to give a free kick against the player, hovering over the top of the ball, but on this occasion, umpire Dennis Rich decides to bounce. Salmon gets the tap out wide. Duckworth running with the ball. We'll probably see it over. No, Andrew Cracker still in there striving, but Mark Thompson takes it over and will have a boundary throw in the left forward pocket for North Melbourne.
Incidentally, Ian, that last goal kicked by North Melbourne, their sixth. Their fifth goal came at the 7-minute mark of the second quarter.
Boundary throw in North Melbourne's left forward pocket. O'Donnell with Cracker. Cracker just about throws it out to the advantage of a teammate. Duckworth goes straight for the boundary line.
Oh, is that deliberate?
Well, I think it was, but you'd have a hard time proving it. I don't think he had too many options, though, Billy. Everyone was covered. So he gained about 30 metres. 31 points the difference in favour of Essendon. Hepburn tries to get the front position from Salmon because he's impossible to beat from behind. Steele, well, you saw what sort of a kick that was.
Even shaking his head too, Darren Steele.
The Essendon bench would be pretty happy with the way things are developing at the moment. Donald McDonald this time to try his luck against Salmon. And he and Madden have combined brilliantly tonight. There's been no doubt about that. Steele this time perhaps runs out of room, runs out of bounds. Ball still in play. Tries some soccer tactics. Now it's out of play. And Andrew Cracker having a few words to Antrobus. Umpire Dennis Rich comes in to straighten things out.
A couple let go there.
Cracker certainly in the thick of things. Salmon. Hepburn won that one. Chance for Allison. He's well shepherded. Fires at goal and has got it.
Brett Allison kicks his first goal. North Melbourne's 7th. They trail by 25 points. Salmon and Hepburn go at it again. Watson. Salmon can't quite get his foot to the ball. German kicks North Melbourne up towards full forward. Carey.
Great mark.
He used his body at the right time on that occasion. He just nudged Danaher out, Anthony Danaher out as the ball was in flight. There he just edged him out. And the ball actually was spinning his way. It was a good torpedo punt from a right footer, and torpedoes do swing from right to left when you're a right foot kicked. And he just happened to be on the right side of Danaher at that occasion.
So here's Wayne Carey shooting for goal. He's kicked 2 behinds in the North scoreline. He's only 35 metres out, directly in front, and puts it straight through the centre.
Carey's first goal. So North Melbourne coming back again at Essendon in the Foster's Cup, 11-6 to 8-5 at VFL Park.
Well, only a matter of 3 goals down. Could you believe this? North Melbourne still have plenty of time in this, the third quarter. And you just see Carey there, a very impressive player, using his body well, a good kick for goal from 40 metres out.
Don, if they lose the game, the first part of this third term, they'd look back on it and think that
the
maybe
second
Essendon...
quarter too, where they let Watson go, I thought he was a big difference.
Well, the scores at half-time, Essendon led by 3 goals, and they now lead by 19 points.
I think they've tightened up, like I just mentioned, Watson. Although Anderson's continuing on his way, but Watson, I thought, was instrumental in that second quarter.
Bounce, Madden in front. Taken out of the air by Larkin, can't get his foot to the ball, and the umpire will call for another bounce. Matthew Larkin has struggled quite a bit this evening. 5 kicks and 6 hand passes.
Werner's going off, Michael Long coming on for Essendon.
Advantage paid, Anderson swoops on it, doesn't mess around. Greg Anderson kicks it long towards full forward. Essendon mark, Salmon. Touch play on. Now the ball should be bounced. Paul Salmon obviously not hearing the call from down the field.
And Paul Bryce breathes a sigh of relief because he anticipated the ball to go to the boundary line. He slipped over and changed direction, which left Paul Salmon by himself. As we see there, Werner going off, Long coming on. Kransberg's gone to full forward.
So a bounce. Salmon thrown out of the pack. Foolish free kick.
It was.
Not much point in arguing with Brian Sheehan. Steele and Bryce trying to get the last word in. The umpire comes out on top. And we'll see here the free kick.
No, you can't do that. Salmon had front position. I realise it's frustrating when you're endeavouring to get front position and the bigger fellow does get it. I can appreciate Bryce's position, but you can't do that.
So Paul Salmon for his first goal, and to give Essendon some breathing space. 10 minutes left in the third term. Salmon from 45, a towering drop punt right into the crowd, and it's a goal. So Salmon's first goal, Essendon's 12th, 78 to 53, 25 points once again in the Bombers' favour. They led by 18 points at half-time. Ineffectual ruck work at the centre square or centre circle. Antrobus was on the bottom of the pack. Good tackle by Michael Long. In goes Stevens. And he had Long the last to get up. Kevin Sheedy looking worried, but he shouldn't at the moment. His side enjoys a handy lead. Madden, Thompson. Beautiful block by Brayshaw. Back it comes to Larkin. His kick at the moment ineffective, but racing forward is Ramiro, tries to get clear of Izard. He does get it back to Stevens, tries to break the tackle, and he does from Michael Long. Short pass, and that's a beautiful lead from McDonald. Long way out, though, is Donald McDonald. I don't know whether he tried for a torpedo punt there. Schwass, oh, shocker! Out of bounds on the full. How did he miss that, Ian?
Well, I didn't think it was out of bounds on the full from where we were either.
Well, it would have just scraped in for a point, but he just turned around.
But at least they keep the ball in the forward line on this occasion now, because the goal umpire was in a shocking position to make that decision. The boundary umpire was a long way away. Now Izard kicks the ball clear.
He's gone for a short pass. Danaher marks it. As we know his kicking capabilities. And again, he goes long up towards the centre circle. Grenvold, good attempt to mark. Plain. Tackled well by Schwass. The ball paddled out the front for German. Back it comes to Smith. A high kick, only travels about 15 metres up towards half forward. Marking contest, none paid. Steele robes it well. 50 out directly in front. And one behind to the Kangaroos. To make the difference now, 24 points, 4 goals, 78 to 54. And they trailed by 18 at half-time as Matthew Larkin comes off. Danaher kicks in.
Now, Larkin didn't look too good after he got that hip and shoulder from Long out on that outer wing. He stood there with his hands on his hips. He disguised his injury well, but obviously he's not too good at all, Matthew.
Kick in was knocked out of bounds by Wayne Schwass. So have a boundary throw in just outside the 50-metre area. Madden in front, Carey. Plain gathers in that back pocket. Handball's close to the boundary line to Antrobus, and he's forced into an error there by Crocker. And Darren Steele congratulating his teammate there for some good frustrating tactics deep in North Melbourne's forward pocket. Simon Madden looking for the front position. Carey, inexperienced. Madden gets the front position over the top. The Ramiro, Izard, a kick. German, hand pass back. Is that Pickering's kick? Over the top of his body, right shoulder, through for a behind. It was young Stevens, as a matter of fact. Wasn't a bad kick either. Just missing to the left. With 8 minutes left, the difference is 23 points. 78 plays 55. Anthony Danaher asking players to move further afield. Just kicking to a still pack at half back. Out wide, Schwass can't mark. Antrobus gathers. No, he doesn't. He goes after it again. McRae tries to paddle the ball forward. O'Donnell, Thompson, Andrew Cracker takes it, but it's over for a boundary throw-in.
Still in North Melbourne's attacking zone, about 55 to 60 metres out from goal. Madden wins it from Hepburn. Hamilton and McRae. Duckworth, well tackled. Loose ball, Schwass. And that was Cracker on the bottom.
He's lightning with his reflexes, isn't he? As soon as he gets that ball, he's very, very quick with a hand pass.
Let's go down to Peter McKenna. Now we saw Matthew Larkin leave the ground. Pete, what's happened to him?
Unfortunately, he strained his hamstring, Pete. He's getting treatment in the race.
Oh, when you've got 4 interchange players, that gives the coaches time to get the players back if they can, but with a hamstring, we might not see him again tonight. That was Mark Arsieri. Still in North's attacking zone. McRae with a snapshot. That's going to be close. Goal umpire will tell us whether it's a goal or a behind. Full points. Dean McRae, the 8th North Melbourne player to score a goal tonight, and still 3 goals the difference. That's what it was at half-time. North Melbourne hasn't been able to get any closer. As soon as they do, Essendon reply once more. Let's see from the centre circle if Hepburn can get it away from Madden. He can't. Well punched away by the veteran, down to Antrobus. He's had a lot of possessions tonight, but he's also been caught a few times. Knocked away by Brayshaw, but straight into the arms of Anderson. Inside 50 for North Melbourne, for Essendon it is rather. It's a North Melbourne ball though, and picked up well by Allison, who started on the bench. He's already kicked a goal. He won't with that one. A chance for the Kangaroos. Here's Longmire.
Hand pass goes wide. McCarthy goes back to Longmire. Longmire, long kick. Punched away by the Essendon defence. The ball sits. Andrew Cracker swoops onto it.
Oh.
Darren Steele. Hand pass wide. German inside 50. Drop punt kick by Peter German is wide. And scores a behind for North Melbourne. Bit of a dust-up. Simon Madden in there with John Longmire. Hepburn. That Billy Duckworth off to the left with McCarthy. Doesn't mind a bit of a dust-up, Billy. Play goes on. The kick in towards half-back. And the mark is taken by Anderson. That's the quickest way to get rid of the dust-up. Just get on with the play. Kick by Anderson finds Watson.
Timmy Watson, as we mentioned, had a great second quarter. At 15 possessions to half-time, and he had 10 of those in the second term. He doesn't waste a kick. He hasn't here. Hamilton, right on the boundary line on the members' stand flank, looks for distance with the kick. Inside 50, tries for Salmon, couldn't find him. Almost had the mark. Manning on the bottom of it now. Picked up by Pickering. Pickering's kick only travels about 15 metres. Bradley Plain, Allison made a meal of the mark. Oh, good tackling down there by the Bomber defence. Slung off the ball as Crocker. To his credit, he got a kick. Here's Watson again. Long. The brilliance of the Darwin boy. What can he do this time? He's found a player, and that's Thompson, who marks in front of McDonald. Plain calling for it. He's on his own in the goal square. But maybe Bomber Thompson feels he can kick it. Plain still on his own down there. For his first, Thompson. Judging by the lack of crowd reaction or enthusiasm behind the goal, it's not a goal. One behind. Indicates the goal umpire. Standing on the boundary line is Burns, who kicked a beautiful goal earlier. North really need the next couple as Bryce kicks in. Over the back is Longmire again, taps it forward, only to see Grenvold gather it for the Bombers. Grenvold on centre wing, chips it short, and he's found Antrobus. Short pass intended for, and finds Bradley Plain.
Good mark by Plain because Smith wasn't all that far away. Plays on. Hand pass. Salmon. Short kick by Salmon, effective. Manning takes the mark. And Essendon just showing a little bit of composure in the latter stages of the third quarter.
Everything Essendon do at this moment seems to come off, because that wasn't directed to Manning. It was one of those hoping kicks from Salmon, and it just happened that Manning was in the right place.
Yeah, I thought he had a good look then. The little drop punt pass I thought was perfect. Manning shoots for goal. It looks pretty good from here. Another goal to Essendon.
Manning's first goal for the Bombers. Essendon's 13-7 to 9-8.
A series of short passes starting with Grenvold out on that outer wing, finishing up with Manning. And Essendon playing with confidence. And they just hold that break. When North Melbourne seem to mount a challenge, they come back.
10 Essendon players have scored goals. 13-7 to 9-8. Werner is their leading goal kicker. Duckworth from midfield. 50-metre kick, 25 up and 25 down. Watson. Salmon just off the edge of the square. Allison safe in defence in front of Manning. German, which he put him under a bit of pressure, but he did well to get away from Michael Long. Not too many players can do that. McCarthy was the target. Essendon players at the fall of the ball. This is Grenvold, gets well tackled. Watson playing a magnificent game. Duckworth well caught by Wayne Schwass. Anderson with composure at midfield, straight down the guts of the ground. The Bombers attacking in numbers. Antrobus won't get caught this time. A play on call. He could kick another one. Manning shoots, might be off target. All clear, but one behind. So he's kicked the last 7 points for the Bombers. Andrew Manning. 13-8 to 9-8. It's a difference of 4 goals with 3.5 minutes left in the quarter.
Gee, he looks a little weary there, Donald McDonald, doesn't he?
Just a smidgen.
Interchange bench. Paul Bryce kicks the ball in for North Melbourne to that outer half-back flank area. Salmon tries to get it back to Long. Long backs himself, runs away. Little pass, plain, in front of Crocker. Plays on, hand pass Long to Antrobus. Back onto the left foot goes Tony Antrobus. And the kick is an absolute shocker.
Incidentally, where he kicked that ball from, Antrobus, would have been the same place that Bradley Plain would have taken the kick from. So I don't know.
There's Mickey Mouse football there on the Essendon half-forward line. Bryce does the kicking in once again. Outside 50 metres. Angus can't mark, but he plays on well. Gets the hand pass off to Smith. Smith with the left foot. Kicks up towards half-forward, but intercepting well as Considine. Hand pass to Duckworth. Duckworth, a short kick further afield. Burns can't mark. He plays on. He's under pressure. Good pressure from Longmire. Schwass, but chipping in is Thompson. Thompson on the right, now on the left, and gets his kick away. It's touched up towards half-forward. A tremendous gather by German. The bouncing ball just in front of his feet, and Peter German somehow gets away. The right foot kick is a wobbly one towards centre wing. Punched away there by O'Donnell. A little ordinary, that bounce there for Thompson. Now an opportunity for Pickering. Schwass. Pickering does the kicking in short into towards the centre, and Smith takes the mark.
He took a screamer earlier in the game too in the second quarter. Ross Smith at left centre wing. 2.5 minutes left in this quarter. In fact, make that 2 minutes. Mark missed by Alan Izard. Down goes Hepburn. Claims his opponent.
Good effort then by Cracker. He realised he couldn't take the mark, but he just put Izard under enough pressure that he spilled the mark, which would have been a rather easy mark had he have not done so.
Under 2 minutes left now. 24 points the difference in favour of Essendon, so they've increased their lead in this quarter by 6 points. O'Donnell. Oh, that's too high. Tony Antrobus should take the free kick. 50 metres, you heard. Not too much doubt about the free. You can't do that when a man's got his head down. I think that's the first 50-metre penalty we've had tonight, isn't it? It is. And the umpire just directing where the kick is to be taken as O'Donnell moves forward with it. So he finally does take his kick and finds Danaher. What's he doing up there? On right centre wing. He'll go long. Look at that for a kick. Magnificent. In front is Manning. Plain. grab, still gets clear. Steadies onto the right foot, down towards full forward. Madden was up, couldn't take the grab, and the ball is either through from behind or out of bounds. It's the latter option, and the throw-in will take place adjacent to the behind post, Essendon's right forward pocket. Close to siren time in the third term. Madden up over the top. Allison was down. Real chance for a Bomber score. North Melbourne trying to close it up. Longmire shoots blindly out of the pack, but does get the ball up towards the 50-metre line. Plain in front. Tackled pretty roughly down there by Angus.
Stiff, I thought, Pete, there, Bradley Plain. Could nearly have got a kick.
Yes, Kevin Sheedy comes down to the boundary line prior to addressing his side, close to three-quarter time.
4 goals the difference. North had it in their forward line about a minute ago. Angus gets the tap out. McRae at half-back. Little left foot kick. Oh, crashing his way through was Considine, showing tremendous courage. Kick goes by Stevens up towards the forward pocket. The bounce favours O'Donnell. He handballs it to himself. Now he'll rush it over the boundary line. And good defensive play there by O'Donnell, because North were in with a chance there if the bounce had have favoured Andrew Cracker.
15 seconds left, Ian.
55 metres from goal, and not enough time really for a score, I wouldn't think. Salmon gets a big punch to it. Back out towards half-back. McCarthy comes onto the ball. A free kick to John McCarthy, and that probably will be the last passage of play. There's only a few seconds left. McCarthy goes long. A big kick. North Melbourne mark to Hepburn, and there is a chance for North Melbourne to score. The siren has sounded, so it's three-quarter time, but Hepburn will shoot from about 40 metres out on a 45-degree angle. So just an example of how you have to go all the way to the siren. Essendon just relaxing ever so slightly. Hepburn could pull North back to within 3 goals. Hepburn's kick is off to the left. So at three-quarter time, Essendon lead 13-8, 86. North Melbourne are 9-9, 63.
Three-quarter time here in the 1990 Foster's Cup Grand Final. Essendon 5 in the third quarter to move to 13-8, 86. North Melbourne booted 4 to move to 9-9, 63. And let's have a look at some of the great sporting action coming your way on 7, because on Sunday, March 25, the thrills and chills of motor racing with the Shell Ultra Australian Touring Car Championship coming to you live from Phillip Island. Great viewing as the best and the bravest take their lives in their own hands, and of course only on 7. And tennis-wise, well, after defeating France, Australia's Davis Cup squad are all fired up for the next time. That takes place on Friday and Saturday, March 30 and 31. From the Milton Courts in Brisbane. It's coming to you live, Australia versus New Zealand in the Davis Cup by NEC. And of course, a new era of footy begins with the 1990 AFL Premiership season starting on Saturday, March 31st. Don't forget, check your local guides for matches and times. Let's go down to the boundary. Here's Pete McKenna.
Well, Wayne Schimmelbusch was very cool, calm and collected. He asked for 22 committed players. He asked Peter German to go on the ball and set the example, and he said they can get up and win it. There's hardly a breath of wind here.
Yes, and Kevin Sheedy's called for an all-out attack at the start of this last quarter. Win the ball out of the first centre square bounce, down and get that first goal. Also, Tony Antrobus very shaken after that heavy collision, and he's starting on the bench at the start of this last quarter.
So here's the bounce to get the final quarter underway. Watson trying to storm through, claimed, however, by Longmire.
And Longmire's playing as a rover, or picking the rover up in the centre of the ground.
We saw North come home against Carlton. Can they do the same thing, Ian Robertson, do you think,
it's
against
a big
Essendon?
ask, Sandy. No, Essendon kicked 4 goals to 1 in the second quarter, which was the end to which the Bombers are kicking in this last term.
Madden flicks it with the left arm. Kransberg was going past, but just not there in time. Thompson, a quick kick down towards Plain. Missing it was Bryce, could be costly. Bryce goes in there again with Plain. The boundary line is too close, and so a throw in the right forward pocket. Matthew Larkin, well, acting captain for the past 2 matches, and a disappointing way for him to finish.
Salmon to do the ruck work, long over the top. Chance for Kransberg, was it? No, it's not. It's Manning, and he kicks Essendon's first goal of the last quarter. And that was just what North Melbourne did not want. 29 points, Essendon's lead, 14-8, plays 9-9.
Well, that could have been one of the nails in the coffin. Unfortunately, it's coming in the first 1.5 minutes of the last quarter through Manning. It's the way Essendon wanted to start, not the way that North Melbourne wanted to start. But they've thrown their players around North Melbourne in a bid to get back into this game.
92 plays 63. Madden again winning it from the centre with a mighty thump down towards Kranzberg. At the bottom of the pack was Stevens. Out it comes towards Manning, has just kicked one. He's got Long running, as well as Philandia. And playing a snap. Is this another one? Maybe you've taken it too far across his body. Yes, bounces into the behind post. So a throw in the left forward pocket.
You've got Warwick Angus in the ruck too, and he looks a little bit all at sea. And the centre bounces.
Salmon, who's been a tremendous player for Essendon right throughout this series. Can't quite get the tap out. Longmire tackled, but gets his foot to the ball. Burns swoops onto it. Left foot kick as well smothered by Pickering and taken out of bounds. So a boundary throw in about 40 metres around from the Essendon goal. And it's the walking wounded on the North Melbourne interchange bench. Donald McDonald, Matthew Larkin. They've got some problems there. Salmon again. Steele. Chance for Burns. He crashes his way through. Longmire again from a standing position. Kicks the ball outside 50 metres. And just momentarily out of the danger zone for North Melbourne. They're swinging the changes north. Longmire, the North Melbourne runner there in the picture. And they're moving their players all around the field in a desperate attempt to get up in this last term. Manning, left foot kick to full forward. Kranzberg takes the mark. Kranzberg, who kicked a magnificent goal in the third quarter.
On the mark.
A good mark, and he will shoot from 35 metres out. Looks pretty good from behind. It's another goal to Essendon.
Can the Roos come back? 15-8, plays 9-9. Madden again out of the centre. Pushed wide. The Roos need something special. Allison in trouble. Gets the hand pass away, however. Madden was almost a little bit late on the tackle, but play allowed to go on as Danaher comes steaming out towards the boundary line with Andrew Cracker. And a throw in to take place. Salmon and Madden have just proven too tall and too talented tonight in the ruck duels. And Paul Salmon lifts his tired legs down with Simon Madden for the next one.
Just quickly, Don, what would Shimmer try and do now?
Well, he's doing everything. You know, you see the runner out there. He's running messages to each player, obviously telling them something. He's gone to them individually, but he's pulled moves everywhere just to get back into the game. We see now Longmire's back in the forward line.
Watson off the ground towards Grenvold. Lost it to Smith momentarily, but Plain gets it back to Grenvold onto Thompson, onto the left foot. Down towards half forward, over the top of Bryce and Salmon. Bryce heads wide, looking for the boundary line. Long and Anderson. Almost a lack of talking. Anderson onto the left foot is told to go for goal, and Salmon lets it go, and there is a nail in the coffin.
Well, I thought Essendon might have mucked that up there. As we see there, Essendon 16-8, 104. North Melbourne, a 9-9-63. There's a bit of a raffle between Long and Anderson. We see there Bryce getting to it quickly along the ground. Here's Long onto it. Then he leaves it for Anderson.
Well, I don't think he left it. I think Anderson grabbed it. There was no messing around there.
Ronnie Biggs.
He loves it, doesn't he? The steal.
Yeah.
Terrific effort there by Essendon. And they just shoot clear. 41 points, the advantage. Watson off the ground out of the centre. Ball comes out the back. Long. Stevens the tackler. Kranzberg. Good interception by Crocker. All down he goes. Did Long connect? If Crocker doesn't get up, he's certainly connected. Kranzberg kick into the full forward line. It goes through Bryce. Smith is there for North Melbourne. He gets a little left foot kick wide. A bouncing ball outside 50 metres. Allison onto the ball. Oh, another crunch. And some desperate players there. And Michael Long And Pickering having a bit of a dust-up behind play.
Yes, and Anthony Stevens just going in for a quick word, but I think that one may have connected the way the young Roos reacted. Bryce and Salmon, one by the latter. Anderson, another shot at goal, but this time going right across the face. Out of bounds, and out of bounds on the full.
Played well, Greg Anderson. Simon, Sandy's had quite a few possessions.
Sort of Tony Antrobus there, who's got a slight cut on the head. At the moment we're in North's half back line with 18-year-old Anthony Stevens. Gets it away again to Schwass. Long towards German, may have to go back again to Schwass, who followed play down. Now shepherding may give him a bit of room here, it does. Long and low, in towards half forward, McCarthy.
Although he didn't try on that occasion, David Grenvold, he knew that McCarthy had the drop on him. He could have run at him and given a definite free kick away, which would have left McCarthy more or less in the same position he is now with a shot for goal.
The goal he kicked was in the first quarter. And he shoots for his second. Only a behind, so this crowd of 48,559, well, many of them being Bomber fans and wearing the red and black, would be enjoying it. But North fans doing it hard at the moment.
Football alive and well in Melbourne.
Great crowd for a final.
Terrific stuff. Anderson, the marking contest, can't take it. Grenvold can. Izard gathers pretty well. He's done a good job, Izard, in that back line. Anderson gets it to Grenvold. Grenvold's kick is well smothered by Bryce. Awkward bouncing ball. Bryce can't gather. Goes after it again. Now he leaves it for Smith. Smith's left foot kick further afield. Underneath it, Ramiro. Crude effort there by Philandia. And Ramiro, well, he had the ball. Certainly took the free kick. Plays on quickly. Kicks it up towards the 50-metre line. Salmon ducks back. Considine's there to help out. Gathers the ball pretty well, Ed Considine, and kicks it beautifully to Izard. 40 metres further afield. The hand pass over the top. Philandia could be caught by McRae. He is. Good tackle by the ladder. Ramiro gets it off to Cracker. Cracker over the top finds German. German could be tackled. He gets the hand pass away. Allison, short kick is effective. The mark is taken by Hepburn 50 metres from goal. Perhaps a little too far out for Mark Hepburn.
There's two North Melbourne players down behind. Play, one is Cracker.
Hepburn looking there for a short kick. Now forced to go long. Beautiful kick. High drop punt into the square. No mark taken. Punched away by O'Donnell to the safety of the boundary line. So they'll have a throw in that right forward pocket for North Melbourne. And they desperately need 3, maybe even 4 quick goals. They trail by just under 7 goals, 40 points. And we have 13 minutes left in the game.
Unable to capitalise here, although they may, with that kick from bustling Billy Duckworth going out of bounds on the full. Andrew Cracker is being told it is his kick. High and to the centre. No mark taken. Hammered towards the line by Watson and taken through by Duckworth. It has to rain goals for North rapidly. Danaher towards Hamilton. Schwass over the top with a mighty fist down towards the forward line. And over the line goes Hepburn.
And North Melbourne still bringing changes. Brayshaw's going back onto Kransberg. And Smith coming down onto the forward line. Or is it Crocker it is, coming onto the forward line.
Hepburn won it, but it went to Considine, who looked for Grenvold. Now Plain. Could be out-bustled by Schwass. Socket off the ground by Watson, keeping it in play. He has support. That came from Burns, down towards centre wing. And taking it over once again is Andrew Manning. Werner is preparing to come on, so too Donald McDonald.
See, that was a clever little kick by Watson to himself, wasn't it, to keep the ball in the field of play. Madden over the back to Long. Sitting underneath it is Brayshaw. He's forced to play on. Left foot kick is effective. Stevens. He's got a little bit of space too, running through the centre. After his third bounce, he'll give the hand pass off to Smith. Smith really doesn't have anyone to kick it to. He's got to kick it high. Gives the sit to Anthony Danaher. The play at half forward for North Melbourne. Watson. Look, he's steady as a rock, Timmy Watson. And kicks it long, beautifully pinpointed. Anderson takes the mark on centre wing.
It was Smith who ran away from Anderson, and now Smith's been caught in the rebound.
Grenvold, short kick into the full forward area, a little too high at the back. Steele gathers pretty well. The kick is effective. It finds Allison at half back. Allison kicks it towards the wing, and the mark is taken there by Crocker, who's had a pretty quiet night by his terms. The hand pass over the top. Angus, read brilliantly by Salmon. The steal of the night by Paul Salmon. Kick towards half forward is great. A little too fierce there for Kransberg. North Melbourne under pressure, but they get clear through German. German has a look further afield. Out towards Cracker. Leading in the race for the ball, Izard. Goes with the left foot. Kick across his body is pretty good, but Schwass is there to take the mark for North Melbourne.
Salmon's in trouble behind play, and he looked for Madden, and Simon Madden is on the bench at the moment. Looks as though it could be cramped. Duckworth overruns it, and Danaher sees it over the line. The umpire has other ideas. Deliberate, he says, and Anthony Danaher is not impressed.
Well, Paul Salmon's all right now too, Sandy. He's running down to take up his position on the full back line.
Play on, play on. McCarthy hooks it round his body and hooks it far too far indeed.
I was going to say that 2 or 3 times during a game you can really, you could probably interpret that a player pushes it out on purpose, can't you? And all of a sudden umpire picks one like that.
Considine from the back pocket. High towards half back. Hamilton, it almost bounces from his chest. Brayshaw couldn't take it cleanly. O'Donnell gets a hurry kick towards Duckworth. But coming over the top and taking a good mark is Schwass. Still with the summer hairstyle. Wayne Schwass centres it. And almost effective to Longmire, who can kick a long ball. Flicked over the back. Izard will see it over the line. The fizz has sort of gone out of it a bit, Ian, hasn't it?
Yes, I think Essendon can sense that they can coast to the line now, and North Melbourne really struggling to move the ball forward. And it should be the Bombers to win the Foster's Cup for 1990.
I don't think Billy was too impressed at having a rest.
The ruck contest. Crocker on the bottom of that pack there. There's Grenvold. Andrew Cracker friendly with Grenvold there. And the umpire calls for a bounce about 30 metres out. Grenvold takes the ball over, and that could have nearly been construed as on purpose. What else could he do? Lying flat on his back nearly.
I suppose he'll say, well, at least he pushed it away from goal.
True.
Throw in. Salmon flicks it. Socket off the ground by Thompson. Straight to Carey, who goes into half forward with a short kick. German will try and storm through. He did, but couldn't take the football. Still on half forward. A short kick. Crocker comes in from the side and takes the mark. Well, he's been relatively quiet, Darren Crocker.
4 kicks and 1 hand pass.
And with just over 9 minutes remaining, Crocker looks for his first. And again, the umpire moving to the right. So frustration for the Roos.
Could have a problem with his kicking, Darren Crocker. Last game he kicked 1 goal 4.
38 points the difference. Essendon, comfortable leaders. A kick by Anthony Danaher bounces. No one's prepared to have a go at it. Allison does grasp it. German, Steele. Shot for goal from 50 metres out by Steele. And another behind on the scoreboard for North Melbourne. Billy Duckworth on the bench. Anthony Danaher kicked the ball back into play.
Going short. Kieran Spawn close to the boundary line. And his handball hits the boundary umpire's feet and deflects over. Great crowd here tonight, almost 49,000 fans. And a few wearing the blue and white starting to depart. Salmon again, this time with a right hand. Crocker first to it, can't keep it in play. Pressure from Grenvold.
They promised so much, North Melbourne, for this evening's game, Sandy, didn't they? And there's a, well, that's a typical example.
Despondent.
Very, very disillusioned, I'd say, Wayne Schimmelbusch, because he came out here with a lot of expectations, I would have thought, tonight.
Salmon again wins it. Picked up by Grenvold with a high left foot kick that goes over centre wing. Steele a bit of pushing and shoving, and taken over the line was Brett Allison. Back towards centre wing. Salmon setting himself, and a vice-like grip. Got players loose. Opts for the centre. Hamilton is there. He's right in the middle. Through the circle onto Thompson. A long left foot kick down towards full forward. Trying to do it from behind was Werner. Socket off the ground and through for one behind. Bradley Plain adds to his tally. Kevin Sheedy should be pretty happy with proceedings tonight, as the kick out is marked by Jose Romero.
Hand pass over the top puts Bryce under a little bit of pressure. He gets it back to Romero. Romero kicks it long into the centre. There's no one really home for North, but Longmire chips in and takes a good mark. It's been paid, and it looked all right from here. Obviously Essendon fans not agreeing with it, but John Longmire, only 3 or 4 metres from the centre circle, kicks North Melbourne into attack. The high drop punt kick towards centre half forward. Dropping back was Anthony Danaher. Considine's there to help him out. Attempted kick off the ground is effective. Goes up towards full forward. Crocker gets the hand pass off. Schwash into an open goal and puts it through for North Melbourne.
Breaking sports stories is his business. First with the news that the Bears would strike. 4 weeks before Paul Feltham was sacked, you had the story. When David Parkin rejected the coaching offer, you knew first. And when Brad Hardy told all, who did he speak with? Rob Asprey, breaking the big football news. Today's news, 7 nightly news at 6.
32 points the margin. A big ask for North with just on 7 minutes remaining in this 1990 Foster's Cup final. Oh! It doesn't stop some of the heavy work.
Gee whiz, that was a bad bump, that. A real bad one. Oof.
You're always susceptible when you're going for the ball, Ian, and that is the area. That's why some players do pull out. You're in the land of the unknown when you've got your head under the ball. You've got to come up at some time, and that is when you're susceptible. He looks as if he's all right, young Burns. He's pretty tough. Oh, you can see the head knock. Whiplash back on the shoulders.
A good bump, but terrific courage by the youngster.
It's good to see him up too.
Grenvold now getting the action going again, down to the half forward, looking for Anderson, who juggles it with the one hand, but on the left foot, flicking it in towards full forward. No mark taken by Kransberg. Just kept in play. Anderson a chance to follow the play down. Weaves his way through, then shoots in towards full forward. And McRae getting back right on the very last line of defence to mark.
Dean McRae kicks to the outer half-back flank area. Oh, great mark by Schwass over the top of Burns. I thought Burns was a chance there. He's recovered pretty well from that heavy knock, but Schwass, a brilliant mark over the top. Played pretty well, Wayne Schwass. The kick towards centre wing.
And that was another good mark.
Mark to Watson, who's led from the front, Timmy Watson, tonight. Short pass is effective. Grenvold takes the mark wide of centre half forward. Hand pass over the top. Kransberg, a quick kick into the full forward area. The mark taken by Allison. He'll look to play on. North Melbourne, not much urgency about their game. They trail badly. Out wide, Carey. Kick off the ground. Could have gone over on the full. It has. And the free kick will go to Essendon, 65 to 70 metres from their goal. Considine, the player with the ball. So he'll kick Essendon to within goal-scoring distance. In towards full forward. No mark taken by Werner. Punched away. Picked up by Pickering. Kicked back towards the centre wing area. Carey takes the mark. Wayne Carey between wing and half-back. Kicks it over the centre wing area. O'Donnell at the back. Longmire takes a good mark in front of his shorter opponent. He plays on. Gets past Grenvold a little too easily. Swings the ball wide, and Andrew Cracker takes the mark outside 50. Runs up to the 50-metre line. Kicks it into the goal square. Was that a North Melbourne mark? Nearly to McCarthy. Can't quite gather the ball. And Anthony Danaher hurries it over the line for a rush behind to the North Melbourne side.
I'm just pondering here, wondering North Melbourne's fortunes for the rest of the year, Ian, because when you look at the side, it's a very young side. They're not physically mature, and there's going to be a big season in front of them. And it's going to be interesting to see whether those young guys can maintain for a full 2 odd weeks.
6 players under 19 as Philandia gets the hand pass away to Izard. Over the centre he goes, looking for Kieran Spawn. Ball breaks free. Now Cransberg onto the left foot, out in front of Plain. On the 50-metre line is Bradley Plain. If it sits, can he get away from Allison? Still keeps it in play. Well done, Plain. The goal will belong to him. Werner will kick it, but Bradley Plain, that was yours.
Oh, great unselfish football by Bradley Plain, and cocksure of himself as well to get the ball to Werner for his 4th goal. Ramiro can't break away. Held when he didn't have it. So the umpire gives the free kick. He quickly hand passes to Schwass. Schwass high towards full forward. McDonald punched away by Anthony Danaher. Izard still battling. So is Andrew Cracker. Gathered by McDonald. Hand pass out the back. Thompson. Good tackle by Crocker. German. Hand pass over the top. McDonald tries to spin out of trouble. Just gets his right foot to the ball. O'Donnell paddles it on in front of himself. Close to the boundary line goes Gary O'Donnell. And it's helped over by Carey.
Good play by O'Donnell, because those balls are hard to trap. You could see he really couldn't trap it, but at least he kept it in front of his body and gave himself a chance.
Boundary throw in 45 metres from the North Melbourne goal.
German claimed with just under 3 3/4 minutes remaining. Grenvold leaves it as it comes out to Izard. A quick left foot kick down towards Michael Long on centre wing. Keeps it in play. An almost tentative bounce. The hand pass was not a good one to Cransberg. Put him under a lot of pressure. Crocker in over the top, but without the ball. German legged. So he'll take it just forward of centre. Got a number of players running through the middle. Picks out Allison. Clay runs into Hamilton and bounces miraculously back with the ball again. Still trying there. Certainly hasn't given up all night. Towards Hepburn. It sits for the big man. Gets the hand pass away. The opportunity going in towards goal is Ramiro. And hits the wood again.
Jose should not have missed that goal.
10-15 the Roos. The Bombers lead 17-9. And will be skipper Tim Watson who'll bring it back into play.
25 scoring shots to 26 really is not the tale of the game. Essendon have controlled it from half-time onwards. That kick in, marked by Thompson. Oh, smothered there by Cracker. Considine gathers pretty well. Sweeping hand pass to O'Donnell. O'Donnell spots a player further afield out wide. It's Anderson. And what a game Anderson's played. 22 kicks, 5 hand passes, 7 marks. And he's also kicked 2 goals. Manning, Cransberg, sweeper, Plain. Into an open goal. Will it sit? Yes. Oh, Plain a little bit too sure of himself then. Bryce, grabbed by Werner. Good play. Didn't give up, Michael Werner. Hamilton in the forward line. Shrugs the tackle. Hand pass over the top. Anthony Danaher into the goal kicking. Bomb by Anthony Danaher. Just misses to the left. Had a bit of a smile and a lick of his chops there, I thought, Anthony. The goal's looming up.
Great to see a full-back do that, isn't it?
Kick in by Brayshaw.
Finds Schwass on the defensive 50-metre line. Under 2 minutes now remaining as Peter German is brought back. Swings onto the right boot this time, going in towards centre wing. Pressure on at Longmire. Romero couldn't take it. Steele taken off the ball. Now an opportunity for the Roos. down towards full forward. Izard trying to spoil McCarthy as the kick came from Hepburn, but he's unsuccessful. So John McCarthy will have a shot for his second goal. He kicked one in the first. No, he won't. Unselfishly. He'll go short, and Don Scott said it all.
Oh, you couldn't believe it, could you?
Donald hangs his head in shame.
Oh dear. 17-10 plays 10-15 is the best way to go on with it. Hepburn over the top. Cracker diving on the ball. Can't get it out. Somewhere it's underneath those 3 or 4 players, and the umpire will call for a bounce. Andrew, you must give it back. Umpire Brian Sheehan in charge. And the bounce only metres from the North Melbourne goal. Salmon taps it out the back. Crocker can't get his foot to the ball. Salmon can. Kick off the ground by McCarthy. Is that a goal? Must have been touched, and it's through for another behind.
I wonder what the North Melbourne runner is saying to John McCarthy. You wouldn't have to be Einstein to work it out.
Danaher. With time ticking down, and the Bombers looking at a night premiership. Wayne Carey, one of the 18-year-olds in this young Roo lineup. A long way from home, but it's a prodigious kick. Danaher sets himself in front and takes a good mark. So Anthony Danaher from the back pocket sends it back from whence it came almost. Steele told to play on, so he does to German, who props for a moment, then tries to go back again. Steele still coming down, but too late. It's all over. Essendon has won the 1990 Foster's Cup Grand Final. Final scoreline seeing the Bombers 17-10, 112. Eclipsing North Melbourne 10-16, 76, with the main goal scorers in the game being Michael Werner for the Bombers, who booted 4, 2 each to Greg Anderson, Peter Kransberg, Simon Madden and Andrew Manning, whilst for North Melbourne their main scorer was Andrew Cracker, who finished with 2. Well, the picture tells the story. Thousands of fans swamping onto the ground. Joy for Sheedy, disappointment for the North Melbourne camp. We'll take a break and then be back for the presentation. Many of the 50,000 on the ground for the presentation. That is about to begin now with the chairman of the AFL, Ross Oakley.
We've witnessed another magnificent night final, ladies and gentlemen, and there's no doubt that Melbourne spectators have seen something like 200,000 people come to the night football this summer. There's no doubt that Melbourne people would like to see more summer football, I'm sure. To introduce the captain of the Essendon Football Club to you, to present the trophy, the Managing Director of Carlton United Breweries, Mr. Pat Stone.
Thank you, Ross. I'd like to congratulate Ross Oakley and the AFL for putting on a magnificent Foster's Cup summer competition. CUB are very proud to be sponsors of the AFL, and I can assure you that's a position that will continue into the future. I'd also like to congratulate Ron Evans and the Essendon Football Club. I'd like to congratulate the players on a magnificent win tonight. And I'd invite Tim Watson to come up and accept the Foster's Cup. Where are you, Tim?
Yes, a great moment in the life of Tim Watson to hold that cup aloft victors this year, and no doubt all the boys will be absolutely delighted. Paul Salmon standing aloft above the rest, a look of relief and a look of happiness. We'll take a break, but stay with us because still to come is the announcement of the player of the series.
You get a run for your money when they burst from the centre square.
The footy's back, bigger and better than ever, and so is TAB Footy Bet. Get a run for your money as teams do battle to win the Foster's Summer Cup. Make your mark with TAB Footy Win or Special Footy Double on every exciting game during the series. But hurry, betting closes when the ball's bounced.
You get a run for your money. Run for your money. You get a run for your money on the TAB.
I reckon it's one of his best matches ever.
Yeah, it was a beauty. Oh, come on, Dennis, the AFL's tough. Yeah, sure.
How well Peter Senior going?
Oh, mate, he's on fire at the moment, isn't he?
You fair dinkum think Brock can win?
He's very confident we'll go.
Bruce, what is the Spanish word for sensational?
Sensational, chaval.
And you reckon women can talk? Come on, fellas.
Nobody talks sport like the Seven Sports team.
Everybody! Sensational!
And so by virtue of that 36-point victory in the final, Essendon now finds itself $95,000 richer. That, I'm sure, will please the club. One player is going to be pretty pleased too, because Foster's have made available a truly great prize for the best player of the series.
The Foster's Cup Player of the Series will win a return trip to Fiji flying Qantas with 7 nights accommodation at the magnificent Sheraton Fiji Resort. Travel arrangements courtesy of Elders IXL Travel.
Great prize donated by Foster's, and I can tell you that the player of the series is number 3 for Essendon, Paul Salmon. So congratulations to Paul Salmon. Foster's will be in touch with him, and we hope to be speaking with Paul to officially inform him of that win a little bit later on. But to Don and Ian, well, Don, firstly, how did it shape up to you as a final?
But it was very good. I thought the first quarter was very good. I was impressed with North Melbourne. I thought they showed a lot of composure, but the second quarter was their undoing, Ian, when they let Tim Watson get away by himself, especially across the centre of the ground. And then the Holster started to show. They came back, North Melbourne. It just gave them too much latitude, didn't they?
Yeah, I thought they didn't get enough from players like Arceri, Ramiro, Pickering, Stevens and particularly Crocker. All of these players have done something in the lead-up to it. And in this particular game where the pressure was right on, they weren't actually missing, but they didn't get the impetus that they'd received earlier.
Well, they
Look at Paul Salmon's hit-outs there, Don. You'd be interested in that. He's dominated the ruck.
Yeah, well, he did, but I thought also Bryce and Hepburn, when they were on the ball early, were very good, but they had to be moved out of there to plug holes up in the forward line and the back line. But they got within, 3 goals in the third quarter. They just could not bridge the gap, and Essendon just too experienced.
Right, thank you, gentlemen. There's been some great action right throughout the entire Foster's Cup series, so it may be an opportune time now to have a look at some of the plays of the Foster's Cup.